This was some field reflection is on the relatively minor male characters the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead. At least some of them, the ones that I thought of. The first one that I wanted to highlight as a minor character would be Ed Pelletier, Carol's husband. And the reason I say he's relatively minor because he was only in 3 episodes. I believe it was Till It the Frogs is when he died. So he was only in a few episodes. So that's why he's relatively minor, but he played a big part in the formation of Carol's character because, of course, she went from being a damaged victim to being an overcomer, and she is an overcomer now. And I think that's in part to, or a big part to him being a victimizer. And maybe, if he hadn't been such a douche, then she wouldn't have ended up being such a cool, badass character. I don't know. But, like she said later, she misses him every day, but it's not bad that he died or something. She said something really cool. I mean, even though she was in love with him, it's for the best that he died or something. I mean, that's how it is with abusers. I mean, you've got to get them out of your life, but you don't want to get them out of your life. That's how it is. So it's better that something happened to him. I wanted to talk about Jim. I actually, whenever I was putting this together, I wanted to actually even use last names. I wanted to capture him with their first and last name, but I looked it up online and I couldn't find his last name. It just said Jim. So I didn't put his last name, obviously. And I say, again, like with the relatively minor, because he wasn't around for very many episodes, but he had a major impact in a way because it showed the survivors, this changes people, and you do things, and he, I don't know if he had some kind of, what kind of dream he had exactly, but that's why he was digging the holes, because he knew people were going to die. And so it was kind of prophetic. And I think it was good because it showed that's the kind of people, that some of the survivors, you've got to be forward thinking, but you can't stay out in the sun all day. That was wrong. But he was forward thinking, and he had dreams, and he was prophetic, and that's cool. And Otis, again, no last name. Otis was only in 2 or 3 episodes, maybe, and significant in that it was kind of a big growing up point for Carl in a lot of ways when Otis shot him. I mean, I know it was an accident. It was a hunting accident, but in a lot of ways it was a growing up point for Carl because he was just a little boy and he was closer to being a grown-up afterwards. I mean, he's still not really grown up, but he's pretty close to being grown up right now, because he makes a lot of decisions that grown-ups have to do, and it's just like, Otis hunting him, shooting him was or not hunting him, hitting him in the hunt. That was a transition in the story in a lot of ways. Maybe if Otis hadn't died, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, he was an EMT, so he would have been another medical person they needed. It'd be great to have a medical person with him, but I understand. Characters have to be sacrificed for the story to go forward. Dr. Edward Jenner, I look as a minor character because he was only around 2 episodes, but his was a major impact because of what he told Rick, that we're all infected. And then he whispered it, so it's like you didn't realize that Edward Jenner had such a big impact until like 2 or 3 episodes later, whenever or actually I don't remember when it was that Rick ends up telling the group we're all infected, but he tells them later, so you didn't know that Jenner had that big of an impact. But it was an episode when they were in the CDC base. It was like reprise, they got to let down their guard, they got to eat and drink and be merry and take hot showers and all that good stuff. So I think Jenner had a big part of that. Jenner had a part of choosing suicide over survival was a I think that's a big issue. Especially when it comes to this next character. Ba-dum-bum! Dale Horvath. I don't like Dale. That's why I consider him a minor character, because I don't like him. But he was around for the longest period of, what I consider these minor characters. He was around for, 2.5 seasons or something? I mean, but that suicide question of if you choose to give up versus you choose to fight, he kind of took that choice away from Andrea in a way, because she was willing to just let go with Jenner, whenever the CDC was firebombed, she was going to stay there. So he forced her hand because she had to choose. She wants to save someone else's life. She knew that, okay, the choice is not just for your life. The choice is for somebody else's life. It always is. Because you're part of a team. And that, I think that it changed the nature of the suicide question when she realized that she's part of a team. But I don't think it was Dale's place to force her to make that decision yet. I mean, and Dale, I don't know, until I was rewatching it the other day, I didn't know that he ever shot his gun. He always walked around with his gun like he's big and bad, and I'm dirty. But I didn't know that he shot his gun. But when the walkers came into camp that one night, I did see him he held up his rifle and he shot a couple times. I didn't see him actually kill anybody. I haven't seen him actually kill anybody, and that's why he seems like a real phony character. I mean, there's a place for an older male, wiser character. There is a place on the team for that, but he does not fill that role, because when I think in my head, if somebody is wiser, I've got to respect that wisdom, and it can't just be the fake. It's got to be genuine, and I just don't get the feeling that he has any genuine wisdom. That he's really full of himself, and he thinks he knows more than everybody else, and maybe he did know stuff, but he didn't convince me that he knew stuff and that he was actually smart and wise and gave good advice. I don't think he gave good advice, but that's just me. Okay, next one, the minor-ish female characters in the first couple seasons.